Welcome back to Raouf Bishai Photography, Bishai Tech Tip of the Week. You can reach me as usual, Raouf at raoufbishai.com. And I would strongly recommend for you to visit our Bloomington Photography Club. It's one of the biggest clubs for photographer in Indiana, and you really enjoy being in there. You will see a whole lot more tech tip, not only from me, but from other members in the club, and you can always ask questions or take trips with us. So I encourage you to visit us at http://bloomingtonphotoclub.org, and you can see some of our gallery in display in there for several artists, and you can also ask a question and see how you can join us. Without further ado, this week we're going to be talking about repeating pattern, and we're going to change some colors, and hopefully we'll have some artistic creative this week. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start. I'm going to include this, and I already started my Adobe Photoshop, and I have a lion head artwork. Actually, that was not my artwork. I got that from Adobe Photostock, but I'm going to use this. I'm going to just go ahead and position this to where I want it to be in the page. Okay, and I'm working with Mac. So anytime in Mac I mention command, that would be control in window, and then when I mention option for Mac, it's the same as alt for window. But now once I did this, I'm going to do command T, so I can see in this layer my box where I can resize it or move it and so forth. You can look in here. This is what I'm pointing at, called pivot point. If it's not showed, if you do not see it, it's by default is turned off. So once you turn it on, it will become always on. What is the pivot point is? If I take the pivot point and move it anywhere in my screen, when I pivot or turn my photograph or whatever selection I have, it will pivot around this point. So I'm just going to move this about here, and when my arrow turns, like I'm going to turning it, see, it's going in around the pivot point. I'm going to say that right here is about a good thing. I'm going to hit enter. Now from here on, I want to repeat this button for several times. So in Mac, it's going to be Shift, Option, Command, or Shift, Alt, Control, and all that you have to do is hit the letter T. And every time you hit the letter T, it repeats this button, as you can see. So it basically simulate or repeat the original pivot point. And now I have a piece of art. Well, what do I do with it? Well, we need to color it or do something else with it. So what I would do is I will take all my layers except the background, okay? And I'm going to make those as group. To do that, you do Command G in Mac or Control G in Windows. Now I have one group. So anything I do in this group will affect everything in this group, not just one. So the best way to apply color to this, I can just go in here and add a guardian. And the guardian, I want to make it radial, since this is kind of circular. I want to move the circle to be somewhere in the middle in there. And then I'm going to choose my maybe, I just want to do classic color. So I'm going to go to Legacy Guardian, and out of Legacy Guardian, I want to do color harmonica maybe. Let's see what that looks like. I don't know, maybe something like this. Okay, now I have this. I'm going to say, okay, it's right there. What I want to do is clip it. And by clipping it, I hold the Option key, and when the arrow turns this way, I just hit enter. And here you go. That's a quick coloring for this. Of course, you can change this, and you can do anything else you want to do with it. So I can go in here, for example, and I can change my blend mode maybe, and see what blend mode will give me. Lighten, screen, color dodge. Actually, color dodge looks pretty fiery. Color dodge looks pretty good in here. You can do overlay, soft light, hard light. That's also, and that almost looks like a Chinese lion or a Chinese dragon. Vivid color, liner color. I mean, you can play with this color as much as you want. And of course, as usual, you can apply anything else to it because this is just a layer and nothing else. So hopefully in this very short tutorial, you learned how to do creating pattern. Now, can you create a pattern from just a photograph? Yes, it's going to be, the answer is yes. It can be the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Let me save this in my computer. And I want to save it in my desktop basically. I'm going to save this in my tag photo and in under repeat. And I wanted this to be just a JPEG. I know how to do it, so save it. Okay, I'm saving it for future references basically, nothing else, nothing more. And when you save it as JPEG, of course, it will merge all the layer as one layer. Now, as this is progressing here, this is at too many pixels. That's why it's taking too long. But I'll go ahead and let it finish before I go to my next thing. So when we are waiting, I'm going to look for a photograph that has element in it that we can isolate and we can do something with it. Well, that's not a photograph. I want to actually get a photo to do something with it. So let's try to find, that's okay. All right, close this, and okay, don't save it. I'm gonna close this. Don't save, because that's not what I want. I want actually some pictures. Actually, you know what? Let's see if we can choose this lady in here. All right, so this is for another tutorial, but I'm gonna use this picture and see if I can pivot actually human being and see what it looks like. So let's open this up. And when it's up in here, the very first thing I want to do is I want to choose my subject. And you can do that in a number of ways. I'm using choose subject. All right, so it's now, she's selected very much so. And I am going to create a new file. I'm going to say, let me see how big this file is. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm going to create file, new. And I'm going to do custom, and I want it to be white, and I'm going to say create. That's created me just a blank white canvas. I'm going to go ahead for get the move tool, and I'm going to move my subject to my canvas. And I'm going to say okay, and here is my subject. I'm going to position here where I need to be, and I'm going to say Command T. I'm going to take my pivot point and put it in here, for example. Let's move it around this. I'm going to hit enter. Now I'm going to do Shift, Option, Command T, and repeat the button and see what I can come up with. And as you can see, I came up with something totally different. So any subject, it doesn't matter what, you can use it. And you can use the same exact technique by going in there and select all your layers. Put them in a group, Command G or Control G for window. And then you want to do apply your Guardian. And again, since I'm doing pattern, I'm using, instead of liner, I'm using radial. I can choose my center where I want it to be in the pictures. I'm going to choose my color. Let's choose this color, for example. And let's clip that. So I'm going to say Option and this in here to the group to clip it to my group. Oops. okay? And then I'm gonna do my layers. I'm gonna say okay, first accept it, I guess, option, clip it. Well, I don't care for that very much, so I can look in there and look for my blend mode and see if I can do some stuff with it. And you see, I can cycle through them to find something that I like and just use it as is or do something else. I hope you enjoyed that, and to the next time, please email me, or if you have any question, just call me or let me know. And please come and visit our Bloomington Photographic Club. Thank you very much, and until next time.